Do you need extra help with Tanium? Today, see what Kinetic can do for you. Welcome back to Tanium Tech Talks. I'm your host, Ashley McGlone. If you've watched this show very long, especially during Converge season, you may recall that Tanium has something called the PIT Crew, and that's what we call the Partner Innovators of Tanium. These are the best of the best Tanium partners who can help you be successful with everything from implementation to customization to support to hands-on keyboard, you name it. And so Tanium has vetted their qualifications and recognized them as part of the PIT crew. Well, today it's my privilege to introduce you to Ethan from Kinetic. Ethan, welcome to the show for your first time. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me on, Ashley. I'm Ethan Jennings, Director of Engineering here at Kinetic Solutions. I've been working in the IT field for several years, helping customers manage their environments effectively with Tanium.
I'm curious, Ethan, how did you get started with Tanium?
I originally got started with Tanium by writing sensor code. I have a development background, and originally some peers asked me to write sensor code, which eventually turned into a curiosity and access to the platform. And over the years, we've continued to see it evolve and help customers do great things with it.
That's music to my ears. Even recently on the show, we've been talking about custom sensors, and that's such a sweet spot for partners, really. Tell us about what Kinetic does.
So here at Kinetic, we offer a variety of solutions around endpoint management. And over the years, as products come and go, we've worked with different tools, and we have seen nothing that quite compares quite to Tanium. It provides unparalleled speed and visibility into anything a customer might have.
Earlier, you were saying there was something special about the pit crew here with Kinetic. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Here at Kinetic, we've been working with Tanium quite some time. We have very deep expertise, and as a natural result of that, I am one of three pit crew members at our company here at Team Kinetic that are able to help out customers with any level of problems or questions they may have with Tanium.
Man, that's fantastic. So there, you heard it, folks. Three different pit crew members at this one partner. I don't know how many. I don't know how many partners in the world have that many pit crew members, but that is a good sign here that Kinetic's where you want to go. And I know our pit crew program is global. We have partners all around the world. Where are you located, and what geography of customers do you serve?
Yeah, we're located here in South Central Wisconsin near the Madison area. And as far as our customers, they are global. We've had customers in Germany, on the East Coast, West Coast, and even right here in the Midwest.
Tell us a little bit more about the services that you offer for Tanium specifically.
We kind of support what we call the cradle to grave with any customer where we do their initial deployment services. This includes, getting their modules initially stood up, getting them reporting, starting patching, software deployments. This also spills into day two support, where once their environment is stood up, we can help with the care and the feeding of that environment, as well as more hands-on keyboard services as admins might have questions. We like to call ourselves the administrator's best friend because we help them answer those tough questions that they may have about the platform. And ultimately, we want to ensure that administrators and the company as a whole feel supported in their Tanium purchase.
Administrator's best friend. I love it. That's what we're all about here on the Tech Talks, is helping administrators in and I love how you called that day two, right? Okay, now what? We've got it implemented. I need somebody to kind of show me where should I even get started with this powerful machine that you said, that Tanium offers. So I'm curious, do you have any, quick success stories from your customers that you could share?
Yeah, absolutely. And we like to, start with the core of any business with Tanium is patch, right? It's one of the oldest modules, yet we find it's the most powerful. And we've seen customers that went from compliance percentages in the low tens, all the way to the high 90s in the span of just 2 weeks. We've also seen customers that, identified devices they didn't know about, anything from crypto miners to Raspberry Pis we've helped them to identify. And that originally started with an engagement where they weren't really sure of the value of Discover, and we ended up discovering over 200 Raspberry Pis out in their corporate network.
Wow. Those stories never get old. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time and I have never heard anybody with patch compliance that low and going that fast to get up into the 90s. That's amazing. So, I know our audience is really interested to see. We in this show we always show some console. So, take us in and show us a little bit of what you guys have done.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start on the reporting side, which is usually the most powerful. For the Tanium Tech Talk, I'm sure you guys have seen Jason Wasser and Ashley do excellent demos of the patch compliance capabilities. One of the day two items, once you've deployed your automated patching, is how do you maintain that by ensuring errors are resolved? And we want to give admins not only the indication that there's an error happening, but also an easy way to fix that does not require them to do extensive manual troubleshooting, but leverages the features built right into Tanium. So I've actually prepared a little dashboard for us today for our Acme Corporation. I'm going to go ahead and import this. And one of the things we do in addition to the hands-on keyboard, we also do just content development for customers. If they ever have a specific KPI or report they're looking for, we're happy to help formulate these. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in our Acme Corporation. And you're going to see right away once we open the Acme dashboard that we have great compliance right here in our demo environment. We only have one machine that is not compliant. And of course, we can drill down very easily by clicking the chart elements. But if there's an error going on, we might not know how to fix that. So one of the things we like to instruct and to teach administrators on is, well, what causes these scan errors to happen? I'm sure we've all seen them. There's an excellent article out on the Tanium help site about the day in the life of a patch admin and getting rid of those patching errors. We like to deliver that directly into the console to maximize the administrator's time and improve user experience. So right away, you get a quick breakdown on what causes errors, links to not only Tanium help articles, but also common error codes you might face when you are looking in the Tanium console. Tanium does a great job of reporting those error codes. We feel administrators are not alone when they see those gibberish error codes provided by Windows Update. So we like to link all of that knowledge directly in the console, as well as give them actionable things they can do right away to get that remediated, including all the common fixes, resetting the client, reinstall tooling, as well as custom actions we've made for further escalation that allow you to collect Microsoft Windows Update logs right in your Tanium EMG. It saves your admins time. You don't have to directly access endpoints, and you can get that number closer to zero and boost your compliance percentage. Oftentimes, we see admins can't break above a certain compliance number, so we usually like to show them that error remediation, which really helps to get you to that closer 100% number.
This is such a sweet spot for partners like Kinetic. I mean, if I'm a customer, often I don't have time to sit down and build. They're easy to build, right? But maybe I've just got my too many plates spinning, and I don't have time to sit down and build the dashboards that my managers just asked me for, right? Or to make sure all my actions are there, right? So you guys have done a great job with this. What else? I know you've got a few other interesting use cases. I'm really interested for our people to see.
So in addition to on the patching side, on the software deployment, as the Windows ecosystem becomes more modern, Microsoft Store applications have been a major pain point for our customers, regardless of the tooling they use. Not only things that are available in the store, but potentially the modern apps where it's not no longer an EXE or an MSI, right? It's an AppX bundle. And of course, Tanium is able to help out in one way or another. So one success story that we've been able to give to a lot of customers is patching those Microsoft Store apps, even though your security team may have the store blocked. It's very common for most environments to block direct store access, but you still have these apps that need to get updated. And in the past, the only way to do that was through the store itself. So Tanium's able to help with this, and we've built a variety of store application updates right into Tanium. In the future, it'd be great to have these automated, but we do have a process for this where you can go and, as an example, sticky notes is a very common one that people if you forget it's there, it's built right into Windows. But in many enterprises, it is months or even years behind because Windows Store is blocked, nobody's updating it. But with Tanium, not only do we get the visibility to update the store app, but we actually can take direct action on that by going and installing and updating that application as needed. And these are just for the built-in ones. We've had customers that have third parties or vendors that have store-based apps. And we were able to leverage Tanium to go and do that. And we could do everything from the generic advice, even as far as building the actual package for them and doing the full testing.
Again, fantastic. Because you're right, this is a common pain point, and you called it out. And this is why we love to feature Pit Crew on this show because of these clever solutions like this. Now, you mentioned earlier something about Raspberry Pis. I love to eat pie. It's not Pie Day actually, right? Actually, March 14th. But anyway, Raspberry Pi. I've got a few in the closet that I play with. So tell us about how did you discover what 200 Raspberry Pis?
One thing that, is a or is a foundation to any networking principle is a MAC address, right? And Discover is the best tool in Tanium for finding MAC addresses. And what commonly gets overlooked is that it's directly correlated to a manufacturer. And, Raspberry Pi has a very public list of the factories and the partners that make these chips. Therefore, we can create a very simple Discover label in Tanium that looks for those MAC address prefixes and enables us to find all Raspberry Pis. So if you come over here to Discover, I'm going to head over to Labels. And just like earlier, the dashboard went ahead and built one. Very simple for the customer. Drag it and drop it. Once they're imported, we can navigate to our Raspberry Pi devices. Now, in my case, I cleaned out the Raspberry Pis for my lab, but with all the various models out there, and this label will identify them on your network. So even if they're not managed or you may not have known about them, if it's on the wire, we're going to pick it up. And customers are often surprised to learn that they do actually have Raspberry Pis in their environment, and they want to get those controlled or brought under the scope of management.
Fantastic. Well, I know that Discover is, like you said, it's one of those modules that's been around Tanium for a long time. And sometimes it can be one of the most surprising modules. Like, I didn't know we had all that on the network. Well, Ethan, thank you for coming to the show today on Tech Talks to tell us a little bit about Kinetic and the services you offer. Clearly, these are things that any customer in the world can use. How can people reach you if they'd like to get your services for their company?
Customers can reach us by emailing tanium@teamkinetic.net or visiting our website right at teamkinetic.net. You can also find us in the partner lookup tool or the Find a Partner tool on the Tanium website directly.
And folks, as usual, I'll have all those links for you in the show notes below so that you can reach out to Team Kinetic and get somebody like Ethan or one of his peers to help you personally make the most of your Tanium experience. So, Ethan, thank you for coming on the show today. And for those of you watching at home, stay tuned. We will have more Partner Pit Crew interviews coming soon. So, until then, go Tanium.